Alrighty, one win away from Mythic on MTG Arena. I'm going to be posting this to a wider audience this time around. So first, to my fellow nerds, my fellow Magic playing nerds, who you guys know how challenging it is and has been to be able to get to Mythic. So to be one win away, I'm definitely excited. To the people that are watching this that are not familiar with Magic, I wanted to share it with you as well, because Magic Arena has made Magic exceptionally more popular. The excellent graphics and excellent gameplay that you're about to see has brought a lot of new players to the game. And if any of my students are watching this, just being one win away from Mythic, a very long road, is a testament to the growth mindset. And oh my goodness, I'm facing Mr. Rogers. But just being here, win, lose, or draw, is a testament to the growth mindset that I've had to have along the way, believing that I could do it, wanting to challenge myself to be able to see if I can make it to the highest rank that you can achieve on Magic Arena. I'm going to keep this hand on the strength of drawing for lands and having some creature removal if it is a creature deck. But the goal is to be able to see that blazing red Planeswalker symbol at the end of this. I'm not sure if Mr. Rogers is I'm not sure if Mr. Rogers is giving me the good game because he's enjoying my name as much as I'm enjoying his name, or if he is or if Mr. Rogers is doing a ironic bad manners approach to the game. I'm not sure. We're going to try to stick this, since it looks like we're facing a control deck, we're going to try to stick that search for his counter. It resolved. That this card is very important against the control decks. They're going to binding it. I wouldn't have used my Ixalan's binding on that. But let's see here. We can bounce the binding at end of turn if they don't play anything to. With the blink of an eye, we can bounce the binding at end of turn if we want to, and I think we do. We'll either get a counter spell out of their hand, or we'll be able to make them commit that mana later and get a chance to be able to dig for lands, which is what we wanted to do with our search for Escanta in the first place. Alright, draw the land, good stuff, have counter magic up. These control matchups versus control matchups are not all that much fun to watch. They're a lot of back and forth, waiting to counter spells. This search for Escanta has the ability for me to put cards in the graveyard if I don't want to draw them, and then once I get a certain amount of cards in the graveyard, I am able to flip it, and it becomes even more powerful when that happens. The opponent is definitely ahead of us on lands. It would be nice to have a draw spell. We're a little bit stuck in that regard. I mean, we're going to keep milling these life gain cards because we want cards in our graveyard, and B, because we really want to find lands. In the control versus control mirror, the more lands that they end up on us, the worse off we're going to be. Alright, that is the land, and this is okay, but we're actually going to put that in the graveyard, because what this does is it flips it when I have 7, and that's going to be the 7th card. It's going to transform into a land. Again, I'm just saying that for those of us that have not played this game a million times, but for those of you that do know all about Search for Escanta, I apologize, but this again is going to a little bit wider of an audience this time around. I'm going to play the Revitalize because I do want lands. The one thing Escanta cannot dig for is lands. It's not creature spells, and so we're gonna play out these draw spells as they pop up to try to hit lands. If they're thinking about countering them, I would not recommend that, opponent. I know you're up on lands on me, and you probably feel like you can utilize some resources, but I would actually really appreciate it if you would. Alright, land? Nope, okay. So we're going... we're going to eventually, if we get enough lands, have a very big weapon in the counter versus counter, control versus control mirror here in Nezahal, the Primal Tide. They also have a very big weapon in Niv-Mizzet, if they draw him, and I'm sure they're playing him. Again, we're going to cast a draw spell instead of activating Azcanta, because we would like to draw lands, and Azcanta will hit everything but lands. It digs deeper into our deck, but it doesn't hit lands, and so, and especially since we do know that they have Niv-Mizzet, and Niv-Mizzet makes it so that you don't want to play instants or sorceries, because they draw every single time you hit it. You play an instant or sorcery. We'll play our instants and sorceries now. Boy, I really don't want to be discarding many cards at this point, but it's where we are. That's often the case in control versus control matchup. You're wondering, if you're new to the game and you're wondering why nothing's really happening, it's because we're hoarding up cards in our hands. Control decks are all about being interactive. Actually, I think we don't need that right now. We have enough lands, so we can start activating this concept. It's all about hoarding up enough lands and cards like that, the cards like this, which are counter, so we can counter each other's spells. I now have 7 lands, so I can actually, I don't like that much, but I have 7 lands, so I can actually start casting spells. This spell lets me take an extra turn, so the opponent will probably counter it, which will result in them having just a little bit less mana available to them, and it'll make it a little bit make me be able to those cards shuffle right back into my deck here, so they won't be able to get that Ionize back, and I will be able to get back my extra turn spell because it shuffles right back in. And look, I just have another one. Ooh, Mirari's Conjecture, huh? Okay. They just as I say, we're going to be able to get the Ionize back. They play a Mirari's Conjecture, which is designed to get the Ionize back, but I countered it, so, and they didn't fight me on it, so that might mean that they don't have any other counter spells, which would be very exciting because I have one of my game-winning cards that I just left on top of my library here. Let's see here. Yeah. Interesting decision. I like the idea of being able to play the Nexus. I don't really like them seeing that I have a Teferi, but I'm banking on them not having a counter spell, or at least not having enough counter spells to be able to fight my counter spell, because they didn't fight me on the
no time for a break
on the Mirari Conjecture. And we do have counter magic to back this up. If we can keep Teferi on the board, Ixalan's Binding. Okay, well, we're going to try to counter that and see what happens. It's at least 2 Ixalan's Bindings that we've seen. I don't really know how many Ixalan's Binding they can possibly be running, but it's a little bit scary for them to be running that many. I wouldn't imagine they have many more than that, though. Let's see here. Yeah, we're going to go for it. Extra turn spell. Boom. The opponent is in a really, really bad position right now. And there's a chance that we may end up getting this thing. We have the counter spell backup. We have an active Teferi. We have an active Azcanta. We do have the advantage in just about every way that you can have it right now. And so we have to be feeling good about our spot. Even have a backup Teferi. Alright, discarding a card. We'll discard this Chemister's Insight, because as you can see, when you discard these cards, they still are usable from your graveyard. They're looking at Teferi, probably trying to remind themselves what he ults at, but they also may be planning to target him with maybe a burn spell, since they're... burn spell. Alright, so... Chemister's Insight in response to my countering their Fight with Fire. Good game. We got the good game. We got the good games. Oh my goodness. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, ranking up. We have done it. We have done it. Oh my goodness, we got there. We got there. Ladies and gentlemen, Mythic rank. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to bring it to you guys. And yeah, I mean, Control. I know Control matchups for those of us that have played for a long time can be frustrating to play against, but this just straight blue-white Teferi Control has been very, very effective to me for me with that Nezahal kicker for the mirror, the one of Nezahal there that I didn't even need to use because they just didn't have the counter spells and we had the counter spells. Alrighty, well, good luck to everybody out there on the ladder. Shout out to everyone who has helped me along the way, my brothers and the Magic streamers that I've been watching and enjoying along the way. Jim Davis, Saffron Olive, Numat Thanami, Frank Lepore, all you guys, and this has been great. This has definitely been great, and hope to see you guys on the ladder. If you guys see me, Temple Scrybottom out there on the ladder, definitely let me know.